Leo dashed through the forest, the map clutched in his hand, flapping like a wild flag. At just 11 years old, his boundless energy outran his attention span, and the intricate patterns of moss and bird calls went unnoticed as he tore past ancient trees and flowering shrubs. He was too busy chasing a dream of discovery to stop and see what was already around him. From above, Creekside Valley spread out like a living painting, the golden hour bathing it in hues of amber and green. Far below, a tiny figure moved beside the creek's edge. Leo, racing toward his next adventure. He stumbled upon something unexpected, a worn leather journal lodged between rocks near the stream. Dust rose in the sunlight as he pulled it free, curiosity blooming in his chest. That night, in his room filled with maps and explorer gear, Leo devoured the journal's contents by lamplight. It belonged to a long-lost adventurer, Professor Wright, who wrote of hidden wonders, crystal caverns, and the importance of patience. Leo's eyes gleamed with excitement. The morning of the summer solstice, Leo packed with more care than usual, filling his backpack with tools, food, and of course, the journal. Sunlight painted his room in soft gold as he zipped it closed with determination. His hike led him deep into the woods, journal and compass in hand. He followed coordinates through tangled ferns and sun-dappled trails, heart pounding with every step. Eventually, he reached a towering rock face. It looked completely ordinary, and Leo's face fell. Was this it? Just a wall of stone? He waited. Minutes dragged into hours. He fidgeted, tapped his watch, snacked, and nearly gave up. Then, something odd, a note folded into the journal's spine. He hadn't noticed it before. It hinted that time, light, and stillness would reveal the truth. With a deep breath, Leo sat down again, this time, still. He watched the rock face with new eyes, sketching its textures and shadow lines. Something shifted inside him. As the sun dipped low, a beam of light aligned perfectly with a jagged edge in the cliff. A shadow shifted, and a hidden doorway revealed itself in glowing silhouette. Leo dropped his sketchbook in awe. He stepped closer, heart thudding, hand outstretched. A narrow crack glowed faintly, an entrance that had been hidden all along. He squeezed inside, flashlight cutting through the dark, brushing against stone walls flecked with something unusual. Crystals. They grew more frequent the deeper he went. One narrow passage forced him to twist sideways. The impatience that once defined him was replaced by focus. He moved slowly, methodically. Suddenly the passage widened, and Leo gasped. Before him stretched a cavern of glittering crystal. His lamp caught thousands of gleaming facets, lighting up like a constellation. He stepped into the cavern, dwarfed by its size. The walls and ceiling shimmered with crystals that pulsed faintly, like stars breathing. Pools of still water mirrored the beauty. He turned off his lamp and sat cross-legged in the dark. Slowly, the crystals began to glow on their own. Blue and green hues danced softly, illuminating the space with magic. Their light touched his face, no longer tense with impatience, but serene. His wide eyes reflected the crystal glow as he stared upward, overcome. He took out his sketchbook, now filled with careful, intricate drawings. Each stroke was measured and patient as he captured the unique forms of the cavern. A cluster of crystals caught his eye, one shaped like a starburst, another like a frozen flame. He extended a hand toward them but didn't touch. He only observed. At the edge of a small pool, he watched the crystal's reflection ripple across the water. His own reflection smiled back, peaceful, transformed. That night, Leo emerged into a moonlit forest. Behind him, the entrance had vanished once more. Above, stars glittered like the crystals he had just seen. Fireflies blinked around him, and the woods felt alive with quiet magic. Back home, he opened his journal. The pages told the story of his transformation. His earlier scribbles side by side with his new, precise renderings. He returned to the rock face again at sunset, this time with no rush. He sat quietly, equipment ready, watching the light change with calm certainty. During a later exploration, he discovered ancient carvings deeper in the cave, mysterious symbols, glowing crystals, and the past etched into stone. He handled crystal samples carefully, using the right tools. Some crystals glowed in colors he hadn't seen before, violet, gold. He labeled and stored them with care. With each visit, he mapped new tunnels and chambers, color-coding types of crystals, charting elevations and angles. He was no longer just exploring, he was studying. One evening, he shared a small crystal display and his field notes with his grandfather. He didn't reveal the cave's location, but his passion said enough. His grandfather listened with pride. By autumn, the forest trail had turned golden and red. Leo hiked it again, now carrying refined gear, every step measured. The boy who once rushed now walked with purpose.